Hi, it's Angela Long, one of the design team members for Tonic Studio. I'm just sharing with you another little tutorial of how I made one of the tags for the loaded pocket. So the only dies I'm going to be using is the large circle embroidery hoop on the inside to give me the aperture, and one of the border dies out of the top of the bag toppers. I'll be using that as well, and using up some more of my scraps. So and I'm going to use some paper from the Rustic Rose paper pad, and for one of my toppers I'll be cutting out a circle of this backing paper. I've had it so long I don't even know what make it is or what pad it's out of. It's just been in my stash for forever, so I just thought I'd use that because I can use a few of them that I know that would fit inside. So I just thought I'd use that paper just to show you what I'm doing. So to start with, I'm just going to cut one of the outer edges with the hoop on the top. So I'm just going to cut that out of white. So I'm just going to stick that down and run it through my machine. So that's going to be the back side of my die. And then I want to cut it out of some pink. Again, out of another piece of my scrap. It only just fits. So I'm going to cut the outer die first. And then I'm going to cut the centre plain circle out. So I have an aperture, and then that is the frame to go around my whatever animals they are, little dinosaurs. So I'm just going to tape that down in the centre. Cut me a frame. That doesn't look quite in the centre. So I'm just going to run that through. So I've got that as my frame, and then I'll use them two there, but I want to cut the whole of it out. So if I judge where I want that to be, and then put my outer frame on, I can just remove that, tape that down. Because this is 12 by 12, it's not going to fit through my A4 machine, so I'm just going to roughly cut around it. And then just run that through my machine. So then by adding the pink on top, I framed that image. So I'm just going to add some wet glue all around. You could cut a couple of layers of this out, just out of plain white cardstock, and under the first layer put a piece of acetate, and then you could turn it into a shaker card, because you'd have the depth of a few layers. Then you put your sequins in, and then your piece of acetate, the last one with acetate in, would hold them all in place. But for this one I'm just doing it flat. So I'm just going to line that over the top. So that's framed my image. But then I want this to be a tag to hold tags. So that's going to be my back panel. So again, I'm just going to cut out another one of the outer edge. So I'm just going to run that through. So that's given me an outer edge, but I want to make this into a pocket on the back. Excuse me. So I'm just going to take my edge die, and I want it about halfway, so I'm just going to centralise my point with the hoop at the top, about there. So I'm just going to tape that in place, and then I'm just going to run that through my machine. So that's given me a nice shaped pocket. But to add a bit of contrast, I just go to the white and just place that in the centre there. So then I've got another layer to add to it, but if I place that in the centre again, trying to make sure I've got an even border on both sides. And then just tape that in place again. Whoops, that's moved. Tape that in place. And cut out another one. I'll have a thin little border to add on to the top. So it's just that little piece I want to add, just to add a little bit of contrast. So I'm just going to add a bit of glue on the back. trying to give myself an equal border, which is about there. Then, because I want that to be a pocket, I'm only going to glue around the bottom half of my circle. And I'm just going to line that up again with my top loop. So that gives me my little pocket, and then turn it over and just trim off the excess. And then just glue these two together. Line the two together at the top loop. So then you've got your little tag, and then I'm going to make this into a tag that holds tags. So I've already cut a few of the tags up because I don't want the raw edges at the back, so I'm going to have a contrasting colour behind it so it's neat from both sides. I've only got 5 there, so again I'll cut one out of scrap pieces again. So with these loaded pockets it's great because you actually manage to use up all the scraps that you seem to save forever and never use, but now they can all be used. Now we've got 6 of the tabs, so I'm just going to double back them. I could use the chevron side as well. Just lining up the hole at the top. That's one tag. For some reason my nozzle is blocking up. Then another tag. If you haven't got paper that does match with your main base colour, you can always, I've just grabbed a pink alcohol marker so you can do your own pattern. So I could do, what do I have on there? Stripes. So you can always add your own pattern. Because I've done that with a few of the embellishments. Or you could add dots. So it's just changing your playing card just to have a little bit of pattern onto it. That's not perfect, I know, but it's just to show you. So instead of it being just plain, I've got another one to go with it. Let me just unblock my nozzle. them stick together. Then I've just got this is, I think it's an embroidery thread. It's just a sparkly one. So I'm just going to thread that through the hole. That's way too long, but I can trim it at the end. So that's my 3 little tabs. Let me just line them up together so I can get my strings all the same size. And just trim that off there and then decide which patterns you want to see it, like that. So they're just going to be, sorry, I didn't thread that properly, did I? Now I've cut it too short, so I'm all fingers and thumbs. So now I'm just going to have an extra 3 little tabs inside, and then for the top I'll just use a piece of that. And I like this, I think it's, well, this is Eskimo double knitting, I think it's called eyelash trim or something like that. So I'll just add them together. Again, pull them through the loop. And just trim that down a little. So then you've just got a tag in the front, which has got little tags in there. You could also add like a sentiment along the bottom, but you've got little tags to add to little gifts, and then this can be used as a tag, and you could write who it's off there or who it's to, and like I say, another little sentiment there, or a flower embellishment, or even a bow. You could use one of the bows that's in the loaded pockets on there. So that's just another quick little embellishment that you can add into your loaded pockets. So that's another one to share, and I will share some more as soon as I get a chance to do a couple more videos. So hope that was helpful, and showing you a way to use up all your scraps. And like I say, as soon as I get a chance I'll do a few more. Thanks for watching. Bye.